The following Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast is based on real events from the history of American crime. Some of this imagery might be upsetting. Listener discretion is advised.
Infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power. Infinite power.
Griff and I have been doing some serious world building offline with this, and this place is, oh man, there was definitely something like that happening. So she considers the foundlingry, and she says, in spite of its corruption for you, I will give something. I will make a sizable donation as you request.
Well, much appreciated.
So she turns to Nim and she says, so it is your understanding that you don't have any problems, correct?
Last time I checked, yeah. No problems. Yes, question mark?
She surveys the three of you and the Solar in stasis and still gambling Paul, and she looks down at Bruta, and Bruta's like, yeah, boss, I don't know what to tell you. And Shay kind of gives you this kind of like pitiable look, and she says, for a man who is so skilled at reading people, you're leaving a trail for someone to betray you and take away everything that you've worked for these many years. I can make sure that doesn't happen.
So if this situation were to be an accurate portrayal of what's going on in my life, I would be willing to hear you out.
She says that you have to understand that I am not a snitch.
Yes.
But
you do know they say snitches get stitches, right? Bruh.
She says, your words, not mine. I cannot. And you see her, like, again, there is this like pulse, and she is like, it's too delicious to reveal this. I think my deal is that I can protect you from any sort of betrayal, but I cannot tell you who the betrayer is. I leave it to the snitch to snitch on themselves.
How about this? You're on.
How about this? You're on. That's the art of the deal.
Listen, Nim hasn't had a drink in 2 to 3 hours.
You have a drink in your hand. You have a drink in your hand.
He knows he has not drank the drink. This is uncharacteristic of Nim.
Oh,
He can't
man.
function.
Well, the logistics of this,
Yep. Oh, yeah. No.
perception-wise, is fucked up. So,
Yep.
yeah, just let's go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The ramifications of what just happened we're not going to experience until January. Well, no. In a few weeks. In a few
2
weeks.
weeks for us, yeah. Like, I don't think... God, shit. You know
The
what?
best.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I know how he's reacting.
Yeah.
Does Nim notice anyone reacting around him?
That was out of character for me. Cause
No, I know it's not character. You know, trust, I know.
I don't know. I think that's up to you guys to roleplay.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Griff.
yeah, well,
Because you're standing in front of us, right?
yeah.
So yeah.
First,
So that's why I can't.
First just kind of stepped up, and he kind of like hears that, and he just kind of like looks at them, and then looks back at the projection of Shay, looks at them again, and just goes, you know, if you keep this up, nobody's going to be able to help you.
You said it's me.
Yeah.
Nim now takes his drink. He drinks it. He looks back at you and goes, "Yeah, well, at least I know who I am."
Oh, shit. That is the warmest scotch that you have ever had. And I think if you took that drink hoping for like that soothing kind of feeling, you definitely got it. You definitely got it. All right. So.
Oh wait.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
Sorry. So Percy hears that, and he goes, "You better hope I'm not the guy in the carriage." Yeah, because Nim doesn't know, and nobody else knows. And that's fine.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Nim wouldn't have been there for the Hannibal Lecter in the carriage moment, trying to get the kids to eat their faces.
It's part of the point of Percy saying that,
Yeah.
because Percy knows
Yep.
where that goes. So,
Okay, so Shay says, now that we all have an understanding, there's a key that I need, that I cannot get, that I need you to get for me. A key that was stolen by, and her eyes narrow, it was stolen by a band of these thieving skeletons. How they got in here, I don't quite know. They evaded my awareness somehow. It doesn't really matter. They stole my key. They have a tendency to steal all kinds of things. So I imagine that you might find yourselves quite the little treasure trove, should you be able to root out their den. Find the skeletons, find the key. Their last my understanding from what Bruta has been able to gather is their warren is located underneath Mr. Worthington's warehouse, where, if I read the news today correctly, Mr. Alos has been tasked with destroying. So if you can find a way, perhaps, to get the key and take out the warehouse while you are there, or maybe mix oil and water, maybe bring the warehouse down on top of the skeleton warren, what have you, I would be very, very, very appreciative.
And the person goes, okay, warehouse, skeleton warren, us. Well, if we're going to do this, I'm probably not going to be at work tomorrow, so if you could tell my friend Zafira, then I won't be able to.
Are you calling me out?
You're calling off for a job that you gave yourself. Your self-appointed job as head of loss prevention.
You gotta be prepared. You gotta fill the spot. Paul's up there.
Okay. Paul's not there. Okay.
Well, if you can get my... In person just talking, like if you can have Barnabas cover my shift. And that's my chocolate.
She gives Bruta a nod, and Bruta says, I will... No, I'm tempted to have her be like reference the Eat Your Feelings marketing campaign. I think she would be more confused by this request than anything, though, and so she'll pass it along that you'll miss work tomorrow. You won't be there for. Do any of the rest of you need any kind of similar messages passed along?
I do not.
Nope.
No, Nim does not.
Okay. So she nods and she says, okay. She begins to release everybody in the casino, so she slowly begins to fade away. As she's disappearing, she says, I trust that St. Cuthbert would be comfortable staying here while you take care of this task for me. But before you have a chance to respond to that, the noise and the smell and all of the sensations of the casino come rushing back, all at once, and it's almost like a little jarring, right? You've gotten so used to being in that completely sort of antiseptic environment for the last several minutes, that the smoke and the alcohol and the sweat and the stink of the casino is just like, oh my god, you know.
Okay.
I totally should have asked her to burn down Samville Biotop.
I wondered why you're so quiet, and it's because you're waiting to deliver the. Oh wait! Oh shit! Before you go, she hung up. Ah.
All waiting.
So,
Yep.
Okay, so we're back, right?
Yep.
And they all heard that last little bit about St. Cuthbert, right?
Uh huh.
Okay, so they're back in space.
Yep.
And person just kind of like looks over at where Paul was, and then looks back at the group and just says, "Saint what?"
That's Paul. I don't know who St. Cuthbert is.
Nim says nothing.
He can't help himself. Bruta points to Paul, who's being approached by, who now suddenly has has rearranged the table that he's sitting at, and to the other people at the table, it seems to have happened like instantaneously. Like Paul is suddenly sitting on like he's showing like an 85. It's just like, hit me. And they're like, wait, how did this happen? All like nobody else has cards in front of them, and a deck from another table is missing. And he's probably arranged the chips in like I think he's stacked them up by color, like rearranged like the dollar values in front of people.
Stop playing bingo.
Yeah. Maybe at one of the tables there's a big card castle, like a house of cards.
The triangle.
Oh yeah, like really like immaculate.
Elaborate, yeah.
Yep. So suffice it to say, the pit bosses are not pleased with this old man, and a couple of them have grabbed him by each shoulder, or under each of his arms, or like hoisting him up to remove him. Bruta sees your maybe concern. I guess I don't know if you would be concerned at all about this. If any of you would be concerned, she gauges your reaction and says, "I'll handle it." And Solar has kind of passed out in his chair. She says, "I'll take care of them." Instructions or directions to the Warren are with the concierge. They'll know it's you. Let me handle this. Meanwhile, the rest of the crowd is in complete like chaos, because in the ring it appears there was a phantom knockout. One of the fighters just completely took a dive. He has no, like, he's down and like he can't figure out like how he got there. Yeah. So like all hell is starting to break loose in the diamond mine. Do you guys want to do anything before you go? Do you want to try to intervene with Paul at all, or what?
Nim would definitely go over to Paul.
Okay. So Paul has been grabbed by the two. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Nim's going over. Percy sees Nim going over, and just kind of like follows, but hangs back just enough within shouting distance of Paul.
Okay.
Jack's gonna follow too, but he's gonna kind of try and blend in. Can use the cacophony to sort of blend in. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So, not stealthily, but near. But I don't really want to be. I don't really want to be in the mix.
Yep.
So
I think Cuthbert thing has me curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Nim walks over to Paul, as he knows him. He goes over to Paul, puts a hand on Paul's shoulder. He leans in, and he whispers, and then he pulls back.
You have to tell me what he whispered, though.
What the hell?
You have to tell me.
Come on.
Do you speak Celestial? No, sorry, good. No.
Terrible.
As Paul.
I just wanted Griff's reaction. That's why I did it.
Bullshit. Come on.
Paul says, "Can you speak up, Sonny? I didn't hear you."
He leans in. He's like, "Be careful. We're being watched." And that's it.
Okay. Paul looks at you like this is the stupidest thing he's ever heard in his life. As he's being hoisted out of his chair by two 7-foot-tall robotic men in tuxedos, and he's like, this blasted game has gotten me in trouble with the law.
No, they're friends. Do not worry. You're not in trouble.
And at this point, Bruta has made it there and is trying to reassure him. He's he's up in the air and like kicking his feet as the guards take him away. You see another one has gotten Solar up in like a fireman's carry, and is carrying him off to whatever I assume there's a drunk tank, probably a pretty sizable drunk tank in this place to deal with him. The ramifications of a cop ending up in the drunk tank are probably, it's not going to be good for him, but that's what happens.
See, police officer, cop.
Backfire.
It's backfire, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, you approach the concierge. She has an envelope for you. There is a crudely drawn map, pretty straightforward though, leading you towards the skeleton warren. It's a couple of hours travel by foot to get there. You're going underneath the city. If you remember, Backfire is a city that's been building on top of itself for probably centuries at this point. So you're going deep under the city to wherever this particular band of skeletons is living, so to speak. So,
Okay.
do you want to pursue that now, or do we want to end it there for the night? I'll leave it up to you guys.
Oh, we better pursue.
Okay. All right.
I actually, I've got an early thing tomorrow, so if we could call here, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
No worries. A lot to think about then.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so we will end it there. We've got about an hour. Hi again, everybody. This is Dr. Andy Wilczak. I wanted to say thanks again for taking time to listen to the show. We really appreciate it. The reason why I wanted to make Strength Check into an actual play D&D podcast, when there are so many other actual play shows out there that are probably way better than anything that I could do, is I want to draw your attention to a project that I'm a part of here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're calling it Play for Progress, and the idea is to use D&D and eventually, hopefully, probably other tabletop games to help middle school and high school kids who are struggling with mental health problems or addiction issues, or who feel alienated or isolated in some way. This part of Pennsylvania has been hit really, really hard by the opioid crisis. This part of Pennsylvania has a very high alcoholism rate. And this part of Pennsylvania is diversifying very quickly, and there are those who have capitalized on that to try to create more conflict between people. So we have a lot of kids here who are alone and who are suffering, and suffering mightily. So what we're doing, and the point of this message now, is to just let you know that we are raising money to make Play for Progress a sustainable force for good in the northeastern Pennsylvania area. If you have even $5 to spare for us, you can go to GoFundMe.com/playforprogress with hyphens between the words, so play-for-progress. And anything that you can give us will go a long way towards making us sustainable. Thank you.